Today we're raiding and custom Magic the Gathering cards. Oh, they blow me away every single week. We got the shapeless one. It's a blue, green, black, 2 generic, so it's Sultai. It's a 3/5 Aberranth Shapeshifter. And the first time a creature dies each turn, you may mutate it onto the shapeless one instead of putting it to its owner's graveyard. Oh my goodness, how on earth is this supposed to work around here? We're bringing mutate back. You're really gonna make me learn? We don't even have the rules to mutate onto the card. No form to call its own. It wears the shapes of those lost in the dark below the mountain. This came from Zero Arc, so congratulations to Zero Arc for making, I guess it's a playable mutate card. Mutate is, you're just gonna put it on top or below something. It was like a really clunky mechanic. They could have just said, all right, both cards are just one now. That's all they needed to say. So long as it was, I also think it also had a rule, like, it had to be a non-human mutating. So shouldn't it say also the first time a non-human creature dies each turn, mutated onto something? That also would make a little bit more sense. But I like the card. I think it's totally fine. All right, let's take a look at some super chats. We've got, of course, Elixir. Thank you very much for your super chat. The Abdicate. So, of course, if you want to super chat, you can become part of the show by going to my Discord. Many people donate here. Give me the name to the title of the post. I will look it up, just like Elixir did. I'm gonna look up Abdicate, found Abdicate, and boom, Elixir's now on the show. We have a white sorcery. Cast this spell only if you are the monarch. Target opponent becomes the monarch. But why? Draw a card. When you become the monarch, you may return Abdicate from your graveyard to your hand. Cast this spell only if you are the monarch. Target opponent becomes the monarch. You draw a card anyway. And then whenever you become the monarch, you get the... I don't understand the strategic purpose of this. I mean, it's doable. Like, you can do that. That's fine. That is a very legal card to happen. Are you just trying to throw... I don't know, trying to throw the sauce onto somebody else? I guess that's the idea. You take the target off of your head, and then afterwards, when you punch them, and you get the target back, then you get the Abdicate. Oh, I see the idea. So, this is such a weird card. So, you're drawing a card anyway, because that's what Abdicate does. Anyway, weird card. I guess it works though. I guess it works. Everyone else can be pulling their fingers at somebody else at the table. All right, we got Burn the Witch for a black, coming from OMG GMO. This is Chapter 1. Target creature's controller creates a Wicked Roll token attached to it. Anyone? Anything? Actually, I don't remember. I guess they're all different rolls. There's different tokens for, I guess there's a different roll, and they're all named differently. I don't know what the Wicked one does. Chapter 2, Suspect Target Modified Creature. Very suspicious. It has menace and can't block. Equipment auras controlled by its controller and counters are modifications. And also choose one for Chapter 3. Destroy target suspected creature. Return the saga to its owner's hand. Oh my goodness! You can just do this over and over again. It's honestly, it's not very strong. It's not a very good turn 1 play, because there's not going to be any creature on the battlefield. You can suspect a modified creature and just keep bouncing this thing back. Okay, that's fine. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. Next up, let's take a look at Darkstar Shura. We got the Feith Sing Sage of the 6 Winds. Feith Sing. Oh, cool. It almost looks like Link. Actually, it's like Zelda, Link, combine them, boom. Feith Sing. Blue-green, 1 generic. Maybe it's their child. Did they ever have a thing? Did Link and Zelda ever, do something together? Did they ever date? Was there ever a night no one saw them at the same time? And, Link wasn't in bed? Anyway, we got a 2/4 elf wizard. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 green elf creature token. That's pretty cool. Whenever another elf enters the battlefield under your control, you get to scry 1. That's a lot of scrying. It's a huge scrying machine. And other elves you control have prowess. That's bizarre. I mean, that's just weird. That's completely unnecessary, right? Why do you want them to have prowess? When you play, like, natural order, you're gonna, like, buff them all up or something? This is a perfectly legal magic card. I do not think it has any synergy. Well, I guess... Okay, it's not gonna have any synergy in an elf deck, but it'll have synergy in, like, a blue deck that plays spells, like Opt-in Brainstorm and Ponder. You want to play multiple spells per turn, and then they can all have prowess. Dimitri says, it's confirmed that Zelda and Link are hooked up in the Skyward Sword game. Oh, they had a little thing together. A little bit of romance. If I remember correctly, Zelda kissed Link on the nose, I think. All right, we're looking at the freebie section. We've got Platypodus with the Empty Orchestra. Well, that sucks for them. The orchestra business is going down. It's an artifact land. Tap to add double colorless. Oh yeah, that's right. That's exactly what this world needs. More soul lands. Activate it only if no creatures are on the battlefield and no creatures left the battlefield this turn. Interesting. That has got to be... Activate if there's no creatures on the battlefield. Wait a minute, that could still be broken. Because, like, okay, you can play... It's such a great turn 1 play. And, like, okay, turn 1, Chalice on 1. Turn 2, play, like, some giant creature. They can actually stack, too, so you can tap them both, add 4 mana, play your first creature. Where music falters, silence reigns sovereign. So, it's, I mean, is it better or worse than City of Traders? Oh, it turns dead. Okay, so it's just tap, add double colorless, and then after you play your creature, then it's just totally useless. But you know what? Control decks could play this. I mean, you can use this to play. You could just use this in a complete colorless deck that doesn't use creatures whatsoever. So for that matter, I think actually this card is absolutely. I guess it's fine, but it's strong. Like it's really, really strong. Toad's reminding us, MTG bro, no kissing. Well, you know. In Nintendo, I think they're allowed to kiss each other. I don't know how hard. I don't know how close they are. I don't know. Is there kissing in Nintendo? I didn't look at that either. Whenever Princess Peach kisses Mario, it's always on like, the cap or something like that. Just play Chalice, then Chalice 2. Yeah, just keep playing them Chalices. Play them over and over again. Okay, next Super Chat. Let's take a look at Deverin with the Ravnican Strays. Ooh. Ravnican Strays. I hope this has cats on it. It does! Beautiful. It's exactly what I was looking for. We got 0 mana 1/1. It's already busted! How on earth do you balance a 0 mana 1/1? Why is it 0 mana? Because they're like literally giving these cats away? Here, please take it. It's free. As additional cost to cast this spell, sack of food. Oh, I see. Okay, so there's actually, it's a little difficult to cast on turn 1. Squad, sacrifice of food. Squad is like, okay, so when you cast the spell, you can, you pay the squad cost and you get multiples of them. So, oh, that's actually flavorful. You sack all the food and all the strays come to your yard. Ward, create a 0/1 mouse with when mouse dies. When mouse die, each opponent creates a food token. It fights Ravnica strays. I don't know what the point of that is. So Ward, create a 0/1. It fights, but it's always gonna lose. The last ability seems pointless. Completely pointless. Except that, like, they get, like, each opponent creates a food. Most with when this creates a... Who creates? Oh, we create? I don't know who gets this 0/1. Because it sounds like Ward, the opponent who's targeting this thing gets a 0-1, and then the thing dies, and then we get a food token. That the flavor text? It could be the flavor text. The point is to make more food. I see. So, like, basically, we gave them a mouse, it died, and then we got food. That's the flavor of this thing. All right, this is a playable card. I have nothing against this card. Back to the freebie section. We got the Wicked Dark Storm with a Warranted Smite. This is a red instant. Oh, took some ideas from the AI-generated cards the other day. When we saw the AI-generated cards, it made a sorcery. It made it like a complete sorcery adventure spell. So we have a sorcery, and then on the back half we have an instant. Stolen Blessing. If we play the white first, target opponent gains 3 life. Nothing wrong with that. Also, for a red, we have an instant. Target opponent takes X damage, where X is twice the amount of life they have gained this turn. Target opponent takes X damage, where X is twice. Ah, the undermine to the life gain. You gain 10 life. Well, now you take 20. You be careful. Actually, this is a really clever card. I actually like this. This is actually something that they should print. They don't even need the Stolen Blessing. The whole idea of you gain life and I like undermine it and deal twice back at you, I think is amazing. Double sorcery, almost like a double standard around here. 6 damage is strong. That's only that what we can force. Oh yeah, it actually is strong. You're right, Majra. So like, pay a white, you gain 3 life. Oh no, but they're netting losing 3 life, right? That's how this works. So it's basically 2 mana, your opponent loses 3 life. Because the first they're gonna gain 3 life, then they're gonna lose 6. So they actually lost a total of 3 life around here. Interesting card. Very, very, very interesting. Dr. Madness. Oh, we did that super chat. Unholy Life Burn on Discord. Unholy Life Burn. The last card was like Unholy Life Burn. I can't find it. Immediately, I can't find it. Where is it on the Discord, Dr. Madness? You gotta help me. I don't see it. Unholy. I'm gonna look up Life Burn. I'm gonna look up Unholy. You have to give me the name of... I don't know if that's your username. You have to give me the name of your card. That's the deal. All right, you let me know, Dr. Madness, and we'll take a look at your card. That's how it works around here. So we'll go to Darkstar Ashura. So this is how Darkstar Ashura does. Give me the name of the card on Discord. I go look Reverberation Chamber, and boom, it pops up. Because you do have to type in, like, you have to give, like, your post, like, a name that I can look up on the Discord. Okay, we got a 3 mana artifact. Creatures your opponents control have Echo. Oh, God, that absolutely would totally suck.
No, God, please, no.
Their Echo cost is equal to their mana cost. This thing is so annoying. Why? This is absolute garbage. And by garbage, I mean, like, this would be the worst card ever printed. Wizards would get completely... They would burn Wizards down if they printed this card. Yeah, this card is so mean on so many levels. Okay, everyone, all your cards, you gotta pay from twice. So you pay up. The taxes. I'm the tax collector. Coming to collect the mana taxes. Yeah, how your player group gonna hate you? That's how your player group not gonna invite you anymore. Player group, they got a lot of other people on their Rolodex, you know. They can call up somebody else. This would be so OP. There's no way they would. I don't even think Wizards would print this card. While it's technically doable, I actually think it is so oppressive. This is so outrageously taxing on like everything you could possibly do. I hate the look of this card. Bah, it's an easily dealt with artifact. Okay, you go deal with it. Not everyone has artifact destruction out there. That's how you make a 3v1. Yeah. We gotta look for the imposter at the table. The imposter. Anyway, I don't like this guy. I don't like the design. I think this is the first time in history I'm disqualifying a card because the design is just so, like, unfriendly to the game. Like, that, I think I've never done this before. Usually, like, you know, the card just doesn't work in some way. This card technically works completely, but it is just awful to play against. I don't feel bad for anyone that has to play against this card. I also feel bad for myself if I have to play against this card. There is a way to make it even more oppressive. Oh, there's always ways to make cards more oppressive. There's no doubt about that, Mon-Fri. You don't have to tell me twice. Yeah, I know. It's not even symmetrical. You know, this is you know, we should have put this on a planeswalker that had indestructible or something. Oh, it slows down the game significantly, but not the person playing it. Call an ambulance, but not for me. Okay, back to the freebie section. We got from Simon to card player. We've got the Abzan Battle Mage. This is a black 1 generic 2/2 human cleric. Now it's got 2 kickers, either green and a 2 or a white and a 1. When the Battle Mage enters the battlefield, if it was kicked with its green 2 kicker, destroy up to 1 target artifact and up to 1 target enchantment. So we got some weird, really expensive disenchant. But if it was kicked with white and 1 generic, put 2+1/+1 counters on this creature. Doable. Very uninteresting, but doable, that's for sure. Next one, let's get from Bell. Thank you so much, Bell, for your super chat. I hate reading. Answer to long cards. What's up with this one? If you don't know what wordy means, it's a keyword. A wordy if it has 4 or more lines of rules text. All right. I hate reading. White, white, white. Enchantment. When I hate reading enters the battlefield, destroy all wordy cards. Players can't play wordy spells. So effectively, we're blowing up anything with 4 or more lines of text. Also, if your card has 4 or more lines of text, probably cryptic command, you can't even play that spell. No, no, no. You have been access denied. I hate reading. All right, that works as a silver border card. Completely as silver border. Okay, the freebie section. We go to So Not the Coolest with 1-Up Mushroom. Okay, we have a blue 2 generic instant. If target creature would be sent to the graveyard, return it to its owner's hand. Aw, I thought it would be returned back to the battlefield. I guess it makes more sense it goes back to hand. It gets a second life, you know, but you still have to go back to the beginning of the level. When you die, you go back. So you go back to hand to be recast another day. Totally fine. I like that one. 1-Up Mushroom should be green. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, a 1-Up. A literal 1-Up. That's gonna happen in the Magic the Gathering Mario Secret Lair. Man. Do you think, what are the odds of that secret lair happening? Or universes beyond? It's not 0. Like, it's not, like, I don't think there's any it's not like we're gonna get a Yu-Gi-Oh! Secret lair or universes beyond, you know what I mean? Like, that's not happening, but a Nintendo one is not off, like, it's not off the possibility. Although, you know, Nintendo would be like, you gotta pay up, Wizards, you gotta pay the big money. I don't know if Hasbro want to pay up that money. Wouldn't regenerate target creature be better flavor? You don't regenerate in Mario. You die. You die, and then you go back. You go back to the beginning of the game. Nintendo hates sharing their IPs. Lame. And yet everyone steals it to make little stuffed dolls and stuff all around the world. Okay, next up, let's take a look at... Doctor, you in the house? Dr. Madness? Please be in the house, Dr. Madness. Or if anyone knows where the card is, let me know. Let's take one from Gaussier. Keeley Undermining Menace. Keeley. Doesn't exist. Oh, man. Undermining... Hold on. It exists. Found it. You needed the apostrophe, or the comma, sorry. We've got a black, white, blue, 2 generic, 2/5. Dark Wizard. Very, very dark. It's also an adventure. For a blue 1 generic, target player shuffles their library. My brother would absolutely love this card. Shuffle away. And then also we have, it's a 2/5 creature on top of that. When Keeley enters the battlefield, each opponent must place 1 creature they control on top of their library. Then target player shuffles their library. Oh my goodness! We're shuffling the creature away. Each opponent must place 1 creature they control. Okay. And then Esper tap, exile Keeley, return it to the battlefield at the beginning of your next upkeep. Oh, that is so rude. But I guess this is not broken. It's really hard to get in play. I mean, it can die. And also, if you exile and return it back to the battlefield, then... and you're doing it at upkeep, so you're actually super fair with this card. This is a super well-designed card. That's very interesting. And also very original. You know, putting cards back. It probably should just say each opponent just shuffles a creature from play back into their library. Putting it on top, shuffling, it'd be basically the same thing. So you could like reduce the words on it. But outside of that, I like the card. I like the card. Great card. Okay, look at Dome It under Dr. Madness. Look at Dome. Okay, hold on. Dome It. I'm gonna look up Dome It. I don't see Dome It. I can't look up people. Dome, maybe just Dome. Dome It. Nope, can't find that. Did you print it recently? Let's see. No, I don't see it here recently. Everyone's plastered a bunch of cards here. Just repost the card. Repost the card. But I looked up Dome. I don't see it. Remember, you have to type it in Discord. It can't be like on the card, if that's the situation. Okay, next we're gonna move on to the freebie section. We got Discombobulated Use with their card Agony of Being, a black 2 generic or a curse with Storm. It's got enchant player. At the beginning of enchant player's upkeep, that player loses 1 life. I guess it's not as bad. It's like a worse version of Tendrils of Agony, except you don't actually gain life. Actually, I can get behind this. I don't really like to see the card in existence, but at the same time, it's not too bad. In some cases, it's better than Storm. Sometimes Storm can't, like, win immediately. So this would just be just as good. You just, like, basically mostly Storm, put Agony of Being, like 1 million copies of Agony of Being on the opponent, and then they'll just, like, basically drain their life for over the next 2 or 3 turns, and they'll be dead anyway. Is your username Dr. Madness? Okay, hold on. We're gonna look at another card from another user. Let's look at Gabrielle. Gabrielle's got Legally Distinct. I'm sure. Okay, it blew up on Reddit. Card came to me like an epiphany. It's on your Discord too, don't worry, and I wonder what you'll think of it. Okay, we got a blue, Legally Distinct instant. Search your deck for up to 1 card with the same rule text as target spell or permanent, but a different name. Reveal it, add it to your hand, then shuffle. Rule text is the non-flavor, non-reminder text written in the text box. What the hell is going on here? Search your deck for up to 1 card with the same rules text as target spell or permanent, but a different name. Okay, so it's like, there's like Grizzly Bear, and then there's like some other bear or bat. Like there's some, I know there's some other 2/2s for a green, or just even or I guess it's like a vanilla, right? It just needs to be the same rule text, so we don't even need the same casting cost. I think that's interesting. Basically, it's a tutor for something you have already on the battlefield, except the casting cost might be a slightly different card. Ogosia suggests giving some insight to the other card. Well, the idea was that 2 people get to redraw the creature, but 1 person has to shuffle it, as only 1 player has to shuffle, while 3 have to put it on top. Oh, I see. Gotcha, Gosia. Thanks so much for that insight. So if you have a counterspell, you can search any counterspell with it. No, it has to be, it looks like it has to be a... Okay, search your deck for up to one card with the same rules text as target's spell or permanent, but a different name. Oh, I see. So you actually, yeah, you can do that. So if you have a spell, if you have a card that says counter target spell and it's on the stack, then you could target counter spell and then look through your deck for exactly another card that also says counter target spell. But it's only going to be counter target spell, so it's going to be like a cancel. It's like counter spell and cancel, you know what I mean? It works, I think. I hope it works. Okay, next up, we've got, previous action. We got the Hanes with Obsessive Grip. Gotta hold on tight. Not hold on to that sword. It's gonna fly away. It's a black one generic aura. Enchant permanent. Enchant permanent has commutative upkeep, 2 life. Oh my goodness. It's a very slow removal spell. Letting go is painful. Holding on may kill you. Oh, very. I think the flavor text is deeper than the card. Much deeper than the card. Okay, next up, we'll take a look at another Devon Shale card. Necessary Roughness. You gotta get rough sometimes. Necessary Roughness. Okay, this is a Gruul, 1 generic sorcery with Escalate of a single Gruul. Choose 1 or more. Target creature you control fights target creature you control. Why? Hold on, target creature you control fights I guess it's for, I don't know, for enrage or something? Something that matter? Okay, target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense. And then target creature you don't control fights target creature you don't control. That's hilarious. I love this card. Yeah, it's a bar fight, essentially. Back in the medieval times. You said, what about my sword? I don't know what they like fight over back then. After a hard day of doing nothing, they go to the bar and get drunk. Necessary Roughness. So this could be a really strong fight. I mean, it's basically what, 2 mana for it. This is actually, I think this is actually broken. I'll tell you why. Because if you can get 2 target creature you don't control fights target creature you don't control, it's basically a 2 mana 2 for. It's like a 2 mana 2 for 1. In fact, it could be insanely busted 2 for 1. So I think actually this card is too strong. Yeah, the 3rd mode is insane. Always pick 3rd mode. You remove 2 opponent's creatures. Also, you can escalate this. Like, you can continuously get their creatures to fight their own creatures. So we can't. Too strong. Way too strong of a removal spell, I think. Of course, it's undermined. I mean, it's interesting to think about. Because, like, if someone plays this versus me, I'll just not put a 2nd creature in play. But then I guess that 1 creature is more vulnerable to the 1 creature they have in play. It's a very thought-provoking card, but probably too busted. Dimitri says it's too busted. And you know what? Dimitri donated $60. Wants to look at some more donations. Wants 30 donos. I'm going to give you... You know what? The donation limit is 10. You know the donation limit is 10, Dimitri. But I'll tell you what. I'll give you 15 because it's you. So I like you, Dimitri. I like having you around. All right, you heard the music. It's time to thank our sponsors, starting with FusionGamingOnline.com. You love Magic the Gathering cards. You like buying real ones. That's why we're playing this game. And that's why you want to be part... And whoops, Neopets. We've got to talk Bloomborough. Because Bloomborough has all the cute new fuzzy stuff coming out from the latest Magic the Gathering set. If you want to upgrade your Pioneer Standard or Commander decks, I suggest you buy them from FusionGamingOnline.com. Oh, did you need a coupon code? Well, here it is. We got coupon code Nikachu to get 5% off all your purchases. Not only that, it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. I've been renting from them for an eternity. To play any deck you want in any format. Magic Online, the digital way to play paper Magic. And if you want to play Commander against other random people online, sharpen your competitive Commander and also your casual Commander. You can rent every deck in existence when you're renting with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_IEP. IEP for 2% off. Cha-ching! Nothing wrong with that, that's for sure. Okay. This is the right one? Nope. Yeah, this is the right one. I've lost my bearings. I've lost my bearings around here. Okay, this is where now it's just Super Chat Central now. See you later, Dr. Starshura. What do you say? Oh, you gotta walk the doggos. I thought you said see you later, doggos. With the dogs. We're the dogs that got let out. Okay, next up. Okay, now it's all Super Chats. Winter Fox. Thank you very much for your Super Chat. Dream Mirror Series 1. And by the way, I'm still looking at you, Dr. Madness. Please put... where did you post it? Did you post it in the custom MTG cards? Just repost it. Repost it with a name. Yeah, we're rabbits, if anything. I guess so. Okay, you're the coffee crew. We're just sitting for a nice cup of coffee. Dream Mirror Crystal Lake. This is an indestructible mirror land. This land comes into play tapped with 3 reflection counters on it. Non-land permanent with a reflection counter on it. Cannot be sacrificed nor returned to the hand. I don't even know what this does. This does absolutely nothing so far. It's a bump on the log. Moonlit Shattered Glacial Lake. This is a legendary mirror land. Now this land comes into play tapped with 3 reflection counters on it. Oh, a non-land permanent with a reflection counter on it. Cannot be sacrificed nor returned to the hand. Okay, I don't know what that's for, but whatever. Pay 1, tap, add blue, snow, or colorless. Move 1 reflection counter from a permanent you control to a non-land permanent. Okay, so they can't be sacrificed. The Mythic Glacial Glades. It's another mirror land. Now tap for either white or colorless. Move 1 reflection counter from a permanent you control to a non-land permanent. So basically, you're trying to move these reflection counters started from here, so that you can't they can't make you sack your creatures or bounce them back to your hand. Pay 1, tap, place 1 reflection counter on a mirror land you control, then gain 1 life. So overall, honestly, I don't think these cards, they're very interesting, but I don't think they're strong because they are land drops that do nothing. They're lands that tap for no mana. Then we have the Dream Mirror Chrono Witch, which is a colorless, snow, X, 2 generic. I love how we've got like colorless, snow, and generic all mixed in here. So for 5 loyalty, it's an Aria Miras. And it comes into play with X reflection counters, where X is the amount of mana you paid for X, which could be nothing. Pay 1, move a reflection counter from a source you control to a non-land permanent you do not control. This ability can only be used once per turn. Wow. Also, it's you can eliminate the once per turn thing because clearly, you have a second one. Oh, is this it? Okay, sorry. I forgot that you wanted me to skip one. True, because like that was a bit redundant. So I think you fixed it here. Oh, you have to tap it now too? Why are we tapping the Planeswalker? Okay, hold on. This is like a colorless, snow, 5 generic, Leer with Eyes, legendary Planeswalker. And it is does not take damage from creature spells. Holy moly! That thing's insane. And then cannot be targeted by instant spells and cannot be sacrificed. This thing's like literally indestructible. +1 and tap the Planeswalker. Move 1 reflection counter from a permanent to another permanent, then you gain 3 life. -2, tap, send the top card of your library to the graveyard. If the card sent is a sorcery or instant spell, exile it, then target opponent loses 3 life. I think this card is fine because it's very expensive. Oh, do I skip the wrong one? I was supposed to skip the land. Okay, we're gonna go back then. Okay, this card is fine. This card is weird. Okay, hold on, we still have the +1. This is still a redundant ability. -2, colorless, tap. All other non-land permanents with a reflection counter on it cannot attack, block, nor use its abilities until end of turn. So you can also use the reflection counters to prevent your opponents from attacking. Interesting stuff. That one is okay. I think this is all fine. It's some of these cards though technically do nothing. Like we don't even add mana with this land. It's more of a filter land than anything else. Thank you very much for sharing. Okay, next up, what would the show be without the damn draws? Thank you very much, damn. My dad can beat up your dad. Those are fighting words. You know what? That bar fight should have been called that. My dad can beat up your dad. My dad can beat up your dad. Tell the dads that. We have a green 5 generic legendary instant. Exile all cards each player owns. Any activated abilities due to this action are not activated. Sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Each player puts their commander onto the battlefield. Then your commander fights each other commander. If your commander is the only one remaining on the field at the end of your turn, you win the game. You just stone cold win the game right there. Otherwise, you lose the game. Well, that's not good news. And each other player shuffles their exiled cards into their libraries, draws 10 cards, and puts up to 4 lands, 3 creatures to the battlefield. This card sort of lost the thread at the end of all this. It was like sort of an interesting card in the beginning, and then became a little nonsensical. What's even going on here? That is a Yu-Gi-Oh card actually for the Yu-Gi-Oh players out there. That's a final turn. SHD. Has there ever been an MTG card which is forbidden due to nudity? Nope. Nope, nothing. Not yet, at least. I think we're at the point where that's probably not even gonna happen. That's just not in the cards for MTG. They would have had to have made that mistake like I don't know, almost three and a half decades ago. Okay, so it actually is based on a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Excellent. Thanks for the submission. Okay, Madra, we got part 7 of the Vexladesh. Part 7 of Vexladesh. Of Vex. Oops, I'm not looking at this thing properly here. Ooh, this is cute. Okay, we got a wolf wizard rogue noble named Kizuna the String Breaker for red. It's a 3/4 wolf wizard rogue noble. 5th daughter of Fabrizio. By the way, you know, just the other day, I was like reading Bloomborough cards, and I said, you know, all these cards are so wordy and convoluted and unclear, like custom Magic the Gathering cards. So congratulations, everyone. Your custom Magic the Gathering cards literally read now like Magic the Gathering cards. So effectively, like Wizards just started making, I don't know, maybe they're just stealing your designs. They're just like, well, the people just like cards like this. Let's just make more cards like custom Magic the Gathering cards. Okay, 5th daughter of Fabrizio. As long as you have 5 creatures or more, Kizuna is a fox in addition to its other types. As if we need more creature types here. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I think the cards are getting too wordy, so I would say it's a little bit of a bad thing. Okay, we have Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, target creature switch power and toughness until end of turn. Okay, so whenever you... that's interesting. Whenever an opponent's creature dies by anything other than combat, Kizuna may deal damage equal to its power, base power to its controller. This ability triggers only once each turn. I think this is... I think it's okay. It's pretty big as a 3/4, but it's fine. Bell says, that's why I created I Hate Reading. Just be a real card then. Gotta conjure that into in actuality. Chaos Magic. The String Break. We have a red 1 generic instant. Counter target opponent's spell. Its controller mills 1d6. Oh, we are we? Then exile cards from the top of your library until they exile an online card. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost. What's the point of... Its controller mills... Oh, I see. So we're gonna roll a d6. I think this is worded very poorly. It should be like counter target opponent's spell. Roll a d6. Mill that many cards of the opponent or of its controller. Then exile cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost. What a weird counter spell. So is this like a fixed? Is this supposed to be like a fixed Tybalt's Trickery? It's probably a fixed Tybalt's Trickery. Kizuna's Eternal Sword. It is a blue artifact, legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has vigilance, gains magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, target creature and opponent target creature gets -1/-0 until end of turn. You equip for 2. Easy pass. Yeah, 3 hours later. Hey, we haven't even reached the first hour yet. Mischievous Duo. Ooh. It's the girl and their little fox. That's all. It's a red, blue 2/2 human fox rogue wizard with flash. When it enters, copy target instant or sorcery spell with mana value 4 or less. I like that. That's a cool card. They could print that card. They could have the Myriad Destruction, red 1 generic sorcery. Destruction deals 5 damage to target permanent. Create a number of 0/1 colorless star creature artifact tokens with flying, equal to the amount of excess damage dealt this way. If you control 7 or more creatures, I think the grammar on this one, on these are a bit loose. So this one should say 7 or more creatures. Myriad Destruction deals 7 damage instead. I think this is okay too. This would go infinite with Molten Duplication. Would it? With this one? I'm not sure what Molten Duplication is, but I believe you. Hey, combos are allowed to exist. Dimitri says, lurking for a bit, got something to do at work, walked to work. All right, don't worry. We hear you, Dimitri. Huge shout out to Dimitri, huge sponsor of the Custom Magic the Gathering card show. Anyway, thank you very much for your submissions, Majra. We're gonna move on next to Corbinek, the equivalent exchange. Paranoid made some money on stocks today, so I'm feeling generous. What stocks did you buy? Whole market is going to hell as far as I'm concerned. Equivalent exchange. Okay, so this is a black-white 1 generic sorcery. Choose 1 or more, discard a card. If you do, all opponents must discard a card or lose 3 life if they can't. Oh, so it's like a Croxa thing. We mean more, so we can choose all these? Sacrifice a creature. If you do, all opponents must sacrifice a creature. So basically, it's a symmetrical sacrifice, and then sacrifice a non-basic land. If you do, all opponents must sacrifice a non-basic land. Is this, like, fine, chat? Like, I can't tell if this is back-breaking or not. So, like, if you're ahead, you could be dangerously ahead. Not to like, you know, the synergy between this. There's a white card, like, it's not there's this land that taps for a white, and then when it's sacrificed, you search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield. It has great synergy with this. Not to mention, like, you're the deck that has Persist and Undying creatures. Yeah, it's certainly, it reads like a pre-2000s card. Toads just realized they remember they're watching the show. They're still here. Pedman says, classic Nikachu hack. I even have card on Reddit and he stopped right before it. Oh, is there one? Don't worry, Dimitri donated big time. Big time from Dimitri. So you're going to get some cards on the show today. Oh, and Spectral Maniac also says, lurking at work is how I watch most of Nikachu streams. Yeah, lurk while in meetings. Okay, I will give this a pass, although I think it's pushed as hell. Okay, and you got a second card, Paranoid. Let's look at Paranoid. Because I think you're usually, Corbinek, you're usually just a $2 donator. Today you're a $5 donator. You're living it rich. Okay, Paranoid, black, 2 generic enchantment. All creatures are suspected as long as this card remains on the battlefield. I don't remember what suspected is. Trust went right out the window one day. There's been a murder and you are a suspect. Steve Cooper is like, I'm on lunch break during these streams. Everyone's on break, hence why everyone is here. Well, actually, everyone's on break or working and then listening to it against their boss's will. Imagine your boss comes up and says, what are you doing? Give me that. What are you looking on your phone? What the hell is this? Let me listen to this. It's just a bunch of Nintendo music and a bunch of random magic cards. All right, you can keep looking at this. The custom show is luckily on my 1 day off. There we go. That's, yeah. You said it was going to be like, it was going to be all over for Brawly Shadow. Brawly Shadow was going to be all over if the show moved. Okay, thank you very much. I don't know what suspected cards are. I'm assuming this is not busted. The damn draw says, what the hell is a Zybers? It's like, it vibes. Think of it that way. It vibes with you. Consider it that way. Okay, Majre explains. Suspected. The creature can't block and gains menace. Oh my goodness! This is going to be a free-for-all. All creatures are suspected as long as this card remains. So it's just, all creatures in play are suspected, effectively. Okay, I like this. Actually, you know what? This card, I like this card a lot. Well designed. Yeah, absolutely ship that card. Okay, next up, let's take from... let's take another one from Deverin. Now, where did I put that card? Now, where did I put it? We have a Selesnya 1 generic enchantment. Selesnya, tap, exile target artifact, then exile target land you control, ward, collect evidence 6. What does it even go? Okay, you need 6 mana costs, I think. Or is it 6 card? No, I think it's total mana value 6. Oh, wow, that's going to be so hard to blow this up. Why does this even have ward? So we exile target artifact, then exile target land we control. I guess to blink it? Collect evidence 3. Return an artifact and a land exiled by this card to the battlefield under their owner's control. Any player may use this. Any player may use this ability. An artifact or a land exiled by this card to the battlefield. I don't get why everyone would use this card. Now, where did I put that? I don't even understand the flavor. How do you pay that ward? I think, well, you target it, and then you're going to collect 6 evidence from your graveyard, as far as I'm concerned. I'm just going to say it passes, then I'm going to move on. So this one sort of breaks my brain a little bit. Winkleberry, welcome to the show. Welcome to congratulations. Good Boy is back. Or were you back? Did you have a different username? Oh, no, sorry. Good Boy is back is the name of your card. Rule card, then the actual card. First in my cycle of Phyrexia, return to fight the Eldrazi. I love it! I think we should have a real set where the Phyrexians fight the Eldrazi. This one is particularly lore-based. Oh, you have no picture here. It's just empty. That's okay. Okay, we have new mechanic, Mirren Mana. It's a rules explanation. What does that mean? Okay, Mirren Mana, triple, I guess Wooburg is the thematic opposite of Phyrexian Mana. Unlike Phyrexian Mana, Mirren Mana is an optional cost. Well, isn't Phyrexian Mana also an optional cost? And then chapter 2, or this is not chapters, this is just rules. When a spell's Mirren mana cost is paid, that spell gains any properties written on it related to paying this cost. It's like a kicker. When a spell with Mirren mana in its cost resolves, you gain 2 life for each Mirren mana you paid for that spell. Oh, these are just specifically like mana symbols instead of the Phyrexian symbols. So the Mirren mana, you could just pay 5 mana, or you can pay the Mirren mana. So you may cast this spell as though it had flash if you paid the white and red Mirren mana. If you do, this creature enters with a +1/+1 counter and a vigilance counter. Instant and sorcery and other creatures you control have lifelink. If an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls would be dealt damage, that player or permanent takes double that damage instead. Totally fine card. You use full text frame for rule reminders. They work better. Yeah, you have more space for those rule reminders. Do we still have that other? Where's that fellow? Someone got screwed out of a super chat today. I don't remember. Dr. Madness. Dr. Madness. Were you able to successfully repost your card? You just re-uploaded the card. Hold on. Okay, Madness. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go to the bottom. See if it's there. Hold on, jump to present. Dr. Matt. Okay, we got it. Dr. Matt, thank you so much for reposting it. This is Dr. Madness's super chatted card. The Unholy Life Burn. And you posted it properly this time. I don't know how you screwed it up the first time, but everything's fixed. We have for red X instant. Your opponent's life total becomes equal to the mana value spent to cast this spell. X cannot be 0. Storm and Cascade. What? Okay, your opponent's life total becomes equal to the mana value spent to cast this spell. X cannot be 0. So what, it's going to be like 5 and then Storm? What the hell card is this? This is insane. This is absolutely insane. What if we get like mana reduction on this card? What is mana? Oh, it was a bit of a type. There's a little bit of a typo there. Toads, a little bit of a typo. We all know it's mana. Your opponent's life total becomes equal to the mana value spent to cast this spell. That's probably broken. This has gotta be broken. So, like, even if you cast this for 5, everyone's life total becomes 5. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it has Storm. 0 mana spell, 0 mana spell. Unholy Life Burn. You just got burned out of all your life. Yeah, the amount of mana. So if you spend 5 mana to cast the spell, their life total becomes 5. Go Sierra. I don't know. Here's how it works. Your super chats here, but there's a bunch of. I try to get to the bigger super chats first, and then I sprinkle in some $2 super chats here and there. But I bounce around people. Oh, Dr. Mattis, you didn't have to super chat again, but thank you so much. We're gonna donate that one later. So don't worry. I'm gonna get. Like I say every show, we're gonna get to every single card. I promise. But I do prioritize the larger super chats, and then I bounce around to people because you already got a few cards already, and I will get back to yours. But there's some people who didn't get a single card yet on the show, so I just try to manage everything so it's evened around everywhere perfectly. Okay, now with that, I have to disqualify this card. This sounds busted. It just sounds insanely busted. Oh, by the way, Oinkleberry on your card, I think it's innovative. I think it's very innovative. I don't think I gave a rating to this thing. I think it's a very innovative card. Oinkleberry. So good luck with it. I hope we see some more cards like this. It's basically like, but it honestly, isn't it just kicker? I know that's like a meme, right? Like everything is kicker, but like it could have just been like 5 mana with a kicker of this special mana. But I guess you need those special lands or something in order to cast it. In our darkest hour, he let us be. It's time that we repaid him. Okay, next super chat. Come from Brawly Shadow. Putrescent Knight. Thinking about redoing this one a little bit, but I figured I'd let your thoughts on it. Oh, let's take a look at this thing. Black, blue, 4 generic for a 6/6 Ooze Knight with Ward 2. Whenever Putrescent Knight attacks, put a stun counter on each creature defending player controls. That's insane! That's absolutely nuts! So we attack, and like each creature defending... Oh, only the defending player. But like, it's like a lock! The game is locked up! Basically, you kill this thing or you never get to attack back. Whenever a counter is removed from a permanent, each opponent loses 1 life. I think this is nuts. Maybe it's fair because it takes like a long time to, you know, you play the creature, you attack, next turn, so they get a full turn to like figure out what they want to do. But everything that's tapped is never going to untap. And then when you try to untap it, they keep perpetually losing life. Yeah, but it's still back-breaking. It's super back-breaking. It's so big. It's really hard to block. And it's got, like, word 2 on it. What? Like, you're saying, like, well, it doesn't deal with the cards that are untapped. Well, then what are they going to do? Attack? So they're going to attack. Then they are affected by this thing. And they're going to die so quickly. Like, if I have 5 creatures, they get 5 stun counters. I'm going to lose 5 life. That's, like, 6 damage. I don't know what this needs to be. Like, it needs to be either... I think it needs to be a much smaller creature. If I target you, your creatures are permanently locked down. Yes, something like that. This plus sleep is rough. I know. Like I said, it's probably gonna get reworked. We gotta rework this thing. I don't know how you rework this. I mean, the casting cost is right. It's an expensive creature for a very powerful effect. Probably just needs to be a little smaller or something. Or I don't know, you remove this whenever a counter is removed from a permanent. Oh, any counter. Each opponent loses 1 life. That's a very powerful effect just by itself. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I don't want to play against it. That's all. I don't want to play against that thing. It's danger to me. Islarf, Yu-Gi-Oh card of the day. Yeah, well, you're not the only one throwing us Yu-Gi-Oh cards every single day. Okay, Robin Goblin. Robin Goblin. Is it Rob? Oh, it is Robin. I thought Robin was a name. Robin is Robin's my name and Robin's my game. Black, blue, 1 generic, Kindred enchantment, Goblin. Whenever a non-token creature you control deals combat damage to a player and it wasn't blocked. Well, it can't be blocked, right? Oh, so like so tramplers don't count. That player discards a card at random. 100% fair. 100%. Would not be happy to randomly lose my cards, but it's not. It is what it is. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. The good old Robin Banks. Goblin without red? That's right. Okay, Majra, what's your second series? We got part 8 of the Vexladesh. With that bumbling idiot of Kazuna. The bumbling idiot, you say? Okay, we got a white, red, red, blue, 3/4 Wolf Rogue Noble. It's got 4th Son of Fabrizio. As long as you control 4 creatures or more, Kazuna is a fox in addition to its other types. It's funny, we need like the power of a lot of creatures in play to be foxes. I find that to be a very weird mechanic. Trample. Whenever Kazuna or any creature you control sharing a creature type with it deals combat damage to a player, shuffle that many cards from their graveyard into their owner's library, then create a treasure token for each card exiled this way. I think this is fine. I do not see this is not, I do not, when I'm reading these cards, I'm like, is it broken? No? Okay, it passes. That even might be the way that Wizards playtests cards these days. They just look it over. Is it broken? Probably not. It passes. And then, of course, if they do it like that, well, eventually broken stuff is going to get through. Kazuna's catastrophic dates. What does that mean? Kazuna's not a very good person to date. It's a red 3 generic legendary sorcery. Target creature you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn. For each opponent, choose up to 1 target creature. Gain control of those creatures until end of turn. Then, we have to target a creature at the beginning here. For each opponent, choose up to 1 target creature. We swipe their creatures. Then those creatures each gain. This creature can't be sacrificed until end of turn. Wow, it's actually fair. And at the beginning of the next end step, each of those creatures fights target creature you control. That is so weird, but so fair. What's funny is, the way this is worded, I think the way this is worded, it can be undermined by just, like, destroying the creature that target, like, whatever you try to give +3/+3. I'm not sure. There are other targets, but it says for each opponent first. Is my super chat for different card? I did re-upload Dome. Yeah, you re-uploaded Dome, and then you gave me another super chat. I'm going to donate that super chat to someone. Or if you have another card, you could give, let me know your second card. I could give you another one, because you gave me 2 donations. By the way, we looked at it. I don't know if you're watching with a lag, but we looked at your re-uploaded card. It was crazy. You were putting everyone to like 2 life. Okay, Kazuna's catastrophic dates. Totally fair. Next up, the Myriad Purification. For 3 mana, it's an instant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, then choose one. Ah, so it's basically disenchant plus. You gain life equal to its mana value. Oh! Create a colorless 0/1 star creature artifact token with flying equal to its mana value. Or if you control 7 creatures or more, choose both. Totally fine. I donated 4 cards and you didn't do those, Nikachu. Did you? Oh, did I screw up? What was your post name? The damn draws. Give me the post name. The damn draws. Did I screw up or something? They posted another card before the burn one called Dome. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it after this one. Okay, Natasha's Kanushi. It's a blue-red... Sorry, it's a white, red, blue, 3/3 Fox Cleric with Flash. When it enters the battlefield, choose one, where X is the number of spells... Where X is the number of spells players have cast this turn, so it's like Storm. Surveil X, then Investigate. Natasha's Kanushi deals X damage to target permanent. And then create X 0/1 colorless star artifact creature tokens with flying. Choose one where... Oh, I see. So we choose one of these, and then X is like equal to number of cards spelled. Oh, it was a single card but 4 freebies? Okay, I will get onto that, the dime draws. Did you want it from the server or from the freebie section on Reddit? You let me know. Yeah, you gave me a big super chat, didn't you? You gave me a super chat. Sorry about that. I didn't want to screw people out of their freebies. Okay, this card is actually very interesting. I think that's a cool card. That's a pretty pushed card, but I think that's very unique. Where you were like, it's like you have to keep track of Storm, but the Storm, it just applies to X for something. Okay, we have a blue 2 generic instant, carry target spell, create X 0/1 colorless star artifact creature tokens with flying, where X is that spell's mana value. Totally fine. Tadamdraw says it doesn't matter, just not any of my cards. Okay, let's take a look at the freebie section then. Okay, we have 4 freebies from the damn draws. Thank you very much for your donations. Beast from Below. Ludicrous speed. Already passes for me. I don't even know what it says. It's a red 1 generic instant. Split second. Has an additional cost to cast this spell. Shuffle your library, then exile any number of cards from the top of your library. Add red for each. So add red for every X. Sorry. Add red for every 10 cards exiled this way. I was just thinking, like, how can we have faster than split second? And this already has split second. Cast the spell, add red for every 10 cards exiled this way. So we're gonna exile our deck just for like a few more mana? A Spaceballs reference. Just missing the flavor text. They've gone plaid. Well, not from their perspective. Stop this thing! Stop this thing, you idiot! My brains are moving into my feet! This Coffee and MTG needs more Spaceballs references, that's for sure. Okay, that's I think actually this is just a legal fine card. You have no idea what you're even gonna like lose here if you exile 10 cards for every red mana you want. Yeah, the splittier second. More splittier than split second. Okay, next card. What the hell's with this reminder text? Alright, we have from Pedgeman. Pedgeman gets a card. The Tui, dangerous prankster. The white, green, red, 1 generic, 4/4 rabbit rogue. If you would give a gift a bomb instead. This is like some anti-gifting thing on Bloomborough. What does a bomb do? They create a bomb token instead of any other gift. It's an artifact token named a bomb with, at the beginning of your upkeep, flip a coin. If you lose, sacrifice this artifact, deals 5 damage to you. Oh, God. Okay, pay... It's dangerous. Pay 2. Until the end of turn, if a player would flip a coin, instead they flip 2 coins, and you choose one of those flips to ignore. Oh, God.
No, God, please, no.
4 mana? I guess this is fine. Yeah. Chaos ensues, that's for sure. They did a Princess Bride Secret Lair. They can do Spaceballs, too. You know, I have a feeling... I don't know how much intellectual property Spaceballs owns. Because, of course, they needed to get permission from, like, probably Lucasfilm to do Spaceballs. And now I'm sure all the intellectual property for Star Wars is now owned from Disney. So, I'm not sure who owns the intellectual property of Spaceballs, but I would not be surprised if, like, in the end, Hasbro has to, like, knock on Disney's door and be like, can we, like, use a lot of these even these Star Wars parody references? But I don't know. May the Schwartz be with you. I really, really want to see a Spaceballs 2. I don't care if half the cast is dead. Dark Helmet is still alive, damn it. Still alive in my heart, too. Exhausting interrogation for a blue. Sorcery. By the way, this comes from Chainsaw Insect. So sorcery. Tap and exert target creature. Put a stun counter on it. Ooh, stunning them. Freeze, criminal scum. This is totally fine. Wait, did Dark Helmet die? No, Dark Helmet didn't die, but most of the cast in real life is dead. Like John Candy, I mean, he died a long time ago. What is Spaceballs? Go look it up on Netflix. I'm sure they have it there. Okay, we got Vizqueth, the Updraft Glider. This is a 3/4 elemental gargoyle with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Vizqueth Updraft Glider gains flying until end of turn and deals 1 damage to each opponent. It's actually quite a strong card. It's like a strong, fine card. It's basically landfall, ping someone and gain flying. Submitted by Terry Tags. I think this card is very, very okay. And our last, did I look at 5? I think I looked at, whatever, we'll look at 5. The Pinky with Age Fast. For white, it's an aura. Enchanted creature has cumulative upkeep 1. It's very similar to that last card that we saw. It's totally fine as well. It's very, very, very weak removal. Pizza the Hut! Oh my god, this is like a family reunion for everyone that's watched Spaceballs before. Vinny is like, you're delicious, pizza, you're delicious. Pizza's gonna take out for you. We need more. Okay, if anyone, Brawly Shadow, you have to be familiar with Spaceballs. You need to make some Spaceballs cards. Make some Spaceball cards. They'll be free from you. You're very good at it. They jammed us. They jammed us. Get on it, Brawly Shadow. Oh, you're at work. No, you're not at work. You have the time. You know you can do it. I hope Brawly Shadow knows what Spaceballs is. Okay, back to paid cards. Okay, let's get what was this one? Let's go get one of Gorsier's. Trixis. This is Master Painter. Trixis, Master Painter, is Blacklist Wooburg and a 1 generic for a 4 loyalty human artist. Now, +2, perms you control become the color of your choice until end of turn. Each opponent chooses 1 color. All permanents they control become the color they choose until end of turn. It sounds like exactly a card for, like, what's it called? For, I don't know, people who paint, or your artists. We're going to change the color of everything. We're going to paint the town red. Or blue. Or green. And then -7. Each opponent gets an emblem with permanents you control are colorless. Oh my goodness. Okay, the +1. Each opponent chooses one color. All permanents they control become the color of their choice until end of turn. Doesn't change what's in their hand. I thought this could be like a super painter servant or something. Then permanents you control become the color of your choice until end of turn. It's unique, I'll give you that. In the spirit of the parody, should they be silver border? Nah. You can make them universes beyond. Give us at least 1 or 2. Okay, next up. Daniel! Good evening, everyone. Shall we take a look at Amsterdam? Bloomberg mood. Amsterdam. Is that like Amsterdam, but hamsters? Oh my god, that is so absolutely cute. The Academy will thank Amsterdam for being the cutest art on the show by far today. Legendary land. Tap. Count the number of hamsters, mice, and rats you control. Then add red if you control more hamsters, white if you control more mice, or black if you control more rats. Otherwise, add colorless. Add this if this mana is used to cast a hamster, mouse, rat, or spell. Sorry, hamster, mouse, or rat spell. That creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Great card. I mean, it's basically. I have a feeling that it should be templated a little bit differently. It should be like tap, add a colorless, or you tap, count the number of hamsters, mice, and rats, and add whatever colors for whatever you have the most of, and most can't be 0. I think that's how they would really word one of these cards. Yeah, Hamtaro vibes. 10 out of 10 cuteness. The anti-squirrel support, is it? Oh yeah, play Changeling, get 3 mana, yeah. Does it say what happens when you have a tie? You get one. Do you get all of it if it's a tie? Oh, it's for a tie. So if we, if this mana is used to cast, if you control more rats. Otherwise, oh, I see. It's worded in this way so that if there's a tie, you don't get 3 mana. You just get a colorless. Okay, gotcha. You know what, Daniel, you're better at designing cards than I thought. I don't give you enough credit. Well-designed card. Okay, now we go to Corbinek with the Lingering Finale. Lingering out here. So it's not Lingering Souls. It's Lingering Coffee Crew. What the hell? What weird merch? We've got like one cup saying the other one saying end, and a book that's saying end. Black, 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 enchant player. Enchant player has an additional end step during their turns. But why? Why would we want to do this? What do we get with 2 end steps? Anything? The end is never the end. It goes on and on and on. Additional end step during their turns. You just get 1 extra end step. Oh, I see. So actually, do you know what? There's 2 at end of turn triggers. So there, yeah, it would trigger end steps twice. Yeah, that's exactly what it would do. I forgot. Like the end step is not actually the end. It's like the beginning of the end. The end step is only the beginning of the end, and then the actual end step is like the cleanup step. Having a cup that says the would be funny. Yeah, the. You can combine it with whatever you want. Anything you want at all. Okay, cool card. I have no idea how you abuse this. Someone will find a way. Okay, Dr. Madness had another card. Let's take a look at the second card. I think it's at the bottom. It was called, what, Dome? Dr. Madness had Dome? Oh, here's Dome. Dome on Discord. Ah, we can barely read this thing. Can we zoom in more? This was, A little messed up. Okay, we can still read it. It's a 4-mana artifact. When Dome is on the battlefield, you can't lose life. Your creatures can't be dealt damage. Your creatures can't attack or block. Your creatures have protection from all sources. You skip your turn until Dome leaves the battlefield. Interesting. This reminds me of the incredibly safe machine from Mother 3. If anyone has any clue about what that is. Like, it's like you have protection from everything, but also you're not allowed to do anything. So you can't lose life. Can you lose the game? Your creatures can't be dealt damage. Okay, you can still, so other people can still win the game. Yeah, that mobile screenshot, I know. Dome on Discord on top of that. Reminds me of SpongeBob in that essay episode. It's a super stalling cost. Well, like, what can you do? You can't even do anything. Oh yeah, the incredible safe machine. So like, what can you do? So you skip your turn until Dome leaves the battlefield. So I can still play spells on our opponent's turn, but I can't untap lands because I'm constantly skipping my turn. Is it indestructible? You can't lose the game. Your creatures can't be dealt damage. Your creatures cannot attack or block. Your creatures... Actually, it's a very interesting card, actually. It's a very, very interesting card. Because, so it's like, you would play... In a situation where you got, like, maybe the game locked up, you throw out Dome, and you intend on winning with some sort of convoluted, I don't know, creature combo activated abilities. It's interesting. I think that's what it's for, because you're not attacking or blocking, but you can still activate creatures, and you'd give yourself protection, and then if you don't need the mana, if you don't need extra cards, like, you just throw this out there. Your one artifact destruction gets countered. Let's just wait until someone decks out. Yeah, you could do that as well. It's possible. If this gets to be meta, Infect will come back. Does all sources mean everything? Yes. Well, I don't know what that means. Hold on. Your creatures have protection from all sources. So I'm guessing like other creatures, like anything that would target it. Those cards don't really exist. Charlie, these are all custom magic. We made them up. This is a make-believe land here. We're having a lot of fun here. This is a cool card. I like it. This is getting a pass. If it said, like, hexproof and indestructible, that'd be going too far, but the fact that you can destroy the Dome actually makes it super fair. Very curious to know where this goes. Brawly Shadow, do we have a card yet? Do we have Spaceballs cards? I don't know if you're going to make a Spaceballs card. Maybe you're not going to make anything. But if you do, we're going to take a look. Yeah, Secret Lair Nikachu. That's what they used to call these cards. Secret Lair Nikachu. Winter Fox! The Dream Mirror Series 2. The second one. You know what I like about your cards, Winter Fox? I like the aesthetic. I like how everything is like an artifact too. It's like an artifact, but it's blue in the image. Okay, we got another Dream Mirror Enchanted Lake. It's another mirror land. Tapped at a colorless or a snow. So this is just like basically a better version of the last one, which did nothing. Isn't this like the same? Oh, but this one was indestructible. So you have a slightly different mirror land. Okay, so wasn't this one like, hold on, wasn't there a legendary one that filtered mana? Oh, but you can move reflection lands. This one is just, oh, but it's still the same thing. This is like you strictly buffed up your card. At colorless or snow, move one reflection counter from a source you control to a non-land permanent. I still think it's fine. Dream Mirror Gates, Ward 3, mirror land, and also place one reflection counter on a mirror land you control. It's a lot of mana. I think it's a lot. Oh no, it's a land itself with Ward 3. All right. Okay, we got the Dream Mirror Gate wheel. Spin that wheel. We have a colorless, snow, 2 generic, legendary artifact. Creatures with reflection counters on them cannot be exiled. Creature spells that do not have snow or colorless in their casting cost come into play with a -1/-0 counter. That's fine too. Dream Mirror City, the Ecclesia Mirrorland. It's a legendary Mirrorland to boot. All these are legendary Mirrorlands. Hexproof. Move any reflection counters on a non-land permanent that leaves the battlefield to another non-land permanent of your choice. Tap, remove one reflection counter on a creature or planeswalker. The controller of said creature or planeswalker loses 3 life. I'm just curious, like, have you ever play tested any of these cards? Do you even know if these Mirrorland, like, this reflection counter mechanic even works in the first place? We had new counters. Oh, is the reflection counter different from 3 reflection counters? Reflection counters cannot be sacrificed or returned, isn't it? They're all reflection counters. Oh, you're just saying it adds new, like, more counters. This is kind of like Ozlith for reflection counters. I'm just not sure, like, if these reflection counters even do anything. You know, like, I basically say all these cards are fair because I don't understand how these cards could even be busted. The World's Drifting Destroyer. We have a colorless snow, 8 generic, 3 loyalty. Kawakazi. The World Drifting Destroyer can attack and block as she is a creature and has a base power and base toughness 7/9. Okay, that's crazy, but at least it's 10 mana. +1, tap. Why are we tapping the Planeswalker? I guess it's a creature at the same time. Exile the top card of your library, then move 1 reflection counter from a mirror land you control to a non-land permanent. -7. Also, we have to pay a colorless snow and tap it. It deals 10 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or player. That's fine, because it basically has no loyalty to begin with. This card is actually sort of underwhelming in the grand scheme of things. So it gets a pass. Okay, we got one. Comb the Desert. We ain't found shit. Oh my god, yes. Red 1 generic, aura. Enchant Desert. Whenever enchanted land is tapped, flip a coin. If you win the flip, add 1 mana of any color. Does that make sense? You know what? I don't care. I like it. That was great. They didn't add any mana, though. It's like, I don't know what they're... It's like Comb the Desert. I have no idea what the Comb the Desert would be. They were looking for something. Like, they should get a treasure token or something. I guess you could say you makes a treasure. Although, honestly, in the film, they didn't find anything. Corbinic. Counter Guardian Emiya. What super chat I'm going to give you? Counter Guardian Emiya. Okay, we got... Oh, this looks like an old card. It's white, red, 2 generic, 4/4. Why do some people have, like, weird templating issues? Like, this is like a weird font, but other people have, like, perfect fonts for their cards. Like, it literally looks like some custom card generators look great, and some look like custom card generators. So I don't get it. Anyway, that's still readable. It's a white, red, 2 generic. Protection from instants. Pay 3 mana. Search your library for an equipment that costs 3 or less and attach it to Counter Guardian Emiya. It has to be an equipment card. Sacrifice all equipment attached to Counter Guardian of Emiya during your opponent's end phase. What the hell does that mean? I use a different phone app-based creator program. Interesting. So you just do it all on your phone. That's the magic of the internet. You could probably do everything. You can do everything on your phone. You're a part of the Discord on your phone. You submit cards on your phone. You super chat on your phone. And you watch the show on your phone. I think that's a beautiful thing about the of this world. Doesn't copy the equipment. Okay, hold on. Sacrifice all equipment attached to Counter Guardian Emiya during the opponent's end phase. I don't know what that means. I really have not a clue what that last thing means. I am the bone of my sword. Fire is my blood and steel my body. I really like the flavor text. Sacrifice all equipment attached to Oh, sorry. Okay, I misunderstood. I got confused. I now understand. Yeah, the name is called Counter Guardian Emiya. It was a little confusing. Yeah, there was no capitalization, so I thought literally this card is countering something. Okay, sacrifice all equipment attached to Counter Guardian Emiya during your opponent's end phase. You mean their end step? Sacrifice all equipment. Why are we sacrificing? This is insane. Holy crap, it doesn't even last for very long. Anyway, this sounds very fair. Incredibly fair. We're like tutoring up equipment and then we lose it instantaneously. Almost. Putting things simply, Emiya's power set is that he copies weapons that he can summon at will. Oh, is that the lore? Not familiar with the lore. Brawly Shadow, the paid card here. We got Putrescent Knight rebalanced. Let's look up Knight rebalanced. Oh, rebalance, maybe? Yep. Okay, we got a black, blue, 3 generic. Oh, we've recreated this card. Okay, let's see if this is any better. Okay, it's 5 mana now, so it actually got cheaper. It's a 5/4, which is still pretty big. It's got Ward 2. Whenever it attacks, put a stun counter on each creature defending player controls. You know what would make this fair? You can do whatever you want with this. Just make it say, put a stun counter on target creature defending player controls, or even any creature. Like, 1 stun counter would be fine. Whenever a counter is removed from a permanent, you may pay 1. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life. Yeah, this is still too strong. Basically, you're still like locking down the player. I don't know. I don't know how this card is gonna play out. Maybe this card is not so bad, but the perpetual stunning someone's entire board off of 1 card, and like let's say you put something on here that makes it unblockable, then they're like never untapping anything ever. It'd be just terrible. No, I don't agree the card become meh if you target. It's meant for commander, mind you, so the other 2 players might attack you. They might, unless they want to get their stuff stunned down. What if you make copies of this and attack the opponent? When you make copies with this, with the clones that aren't legendary anymore? So my gripe with this is putting a stun counter on every creature of theirs. I think is too strong. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe. Submit this to the custom Reddit and then see what they think. I think it's just insane. Yeah, Myriad on this. Yeah, GG. Could be. So anyway, I still don't like it. I'm scared. I'm scared of my booties. Mostly just because of this one sentence. Ward 2 is fine. That whenever someone removes a counter from a permanent, you can pay 1 to make them lose life. That's fine. Even the last wording was fine. But like stunning all my creatures? No. I don't know about that one. Okay, Majra is like, I wish you read the flavor text of Kazuna's dates. Alright, let's go look at it. Cards. I'll just look up Vexladesh. Oh god, you have like the future. I can see the future in the future. Okay. You really should apologize to them. Natasha to Kazuna. I don't get it. You really should apologize. Is this it? Is this the super chat? Is this the card? I think it's the card. Kazuna's dates? Yeah, I think this is the Kazuna's dates card. Well, we did it. Okay, well, I read it. Okay, now we have Dimitri with an enormous super chat. Save till the end of the stream to avoid snipes if possible. No cards from me. Been busy as hell at work. 30 donos, which is being reduced to 15. But don't worry, it will be a glorious 15. I get the flavor, Holo PLD. You really should apologize to them. I don't get it. You really should, Natasha. There must be some inside reference I don't know. Okay, so we're going to take it from the Discord. So we're going to get one from Shuck. Shuck, congratulations. We get to look at Terragoyf. It is a, I better mark down every single time we've done one. I got to keep track of these things. Gotta keep track of 15 cards. Okay, Terragoyf. It's a 1 mana, basically Tarmogoyf, star, and then 1 plus star power. Terragoyf's power is equal to the number of basic land types in all graveyards, and its toughness is equal to that number plus 1. Easy pass. A sort of interesting card. I don't know how you get the, what's it called? I don't know how you get the lands into the graveyard, but I'm sure it's possible. Put a dono counter. Yeah, I need a dono counter. Where's Nikachu's calculator? Will this work? We're at 0 plus 1. No, I don't like this. It's clunky. It's okay. Next up. Brawly beat me to it. You didn't even make one. Oh, you stole this from, like, the internet? You stole it from the internet. Wait, everyone's coming out with these things. Okay, Blast with some spooters. Let's take a look at a spooter. Observing Brood Mother. This is a 3 mana 0/4 spider with reach and a black and 2 generic. I'm just rearranging some music here. Okay, for 3 mana, we create a 1/1 spooter. Pay 1, sacrifice another spooter. We're sacking our babies! Target creature you control gains +1/+0 and death touch until end of turn. Super fine. 100%. Ship it. Next up, we are going to look at who didn't get a card yet. Ooh, Belle. We didn't see this card, Belle. Did you donate? Just for you. Oh, that's, how could you? I feel so touched. Okay, we have a green 2 generic sorcery. Search your library for a permanent card with mana value 4 or more. Put it onto the battlefield under target opponent's control, then shuffle. That's great. For 3 mana, I give this to you. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Could that be bad? How many bad things can we give them? We could give them that card. What's it called? Maybe this is broken. I mean, they won't win instantaneously, but there's that black enchantment where you choose one that you haven't chosen yet, and one of them says like you end the game. Ooh, Eater of Days I think is too expensive. Oh no, mana value 4 or more. Oh yeah, this is busted. It's 4 or more. Flavor text mentions some. Oh, here we have a Munga Worm, or better, Lord of Tressorhorn, or a Hunted Wumpus. No need to say thank me, really. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of Demonic Pact. Oh, yeah, this card is completely broken. Completely broken. Okay, next up. We didn't look at one of these cards. King David! Coming from username Pumping Arms. It's an emoji name. Okay, King David of God's Heart. This is a green, blue, white, 1 generic for a 3/2. It's a human noble. It's a legendary. Reach, First Strike, and Shroud. Each player plays with their hands revealed. When David enters the battlefield or attacks, attach target or equipment to David. And I think there is some like special equipment here. The Lord is my shepherd, says King David. Goliath Sword. Oh, is this Goliath? This is supposed to be like David. Oh, yeah, David and Goliath. King David? Oh, so this is David, this is Goliath. And here's the sword. Equipped creature gets +3/+0, trample, and intimidate. When equipped creature dies, create a number of treasure tokens equal to its power. I guess when they slayed Goliath, a bunch of treasures splurged out of him. This is from Majra. I'm not going to read this damn thing. We got Keeley. We looked at all of these so far. Okay, I don't think Jodo didn't get a card yet. We have a black 1 generic for a 1/1 construct called Pantheon Hunter. It's got squad 2. That's it. All right, you got it. That is one of the most underwhelming cards ever revealed on rating custom Magic the Gathering cards. You could have given it like any other random ability. Is this broken? I don't think so, unless Construct is really important for this type of deck. I guess maybe for the Construct, maybe it matters for artifact decks. Like for like Arcbound Ravager, you can pay the 2 mana, squad out a bunch of Pantheon Hunters and sack them for the cards. Not fair it wasn't so complicated. Go back. It's just, I hate these battle cards. I will say, it's turned right side up. So what is it, a one-sided thing? We have a blue, white, 5 generic, 8 defense, Sigil. Protect this battle. You can't control more than 1 Sigil at a time. Oh, I see. So we actually get it. Do we give it to someone? I think we get it. When Orion Sigil, the Stellar Myriad, enters, create a token copy of another target permanent you control. Creatures you control have Myriad. Hopefully that's fine. Hopefully that's fine. Who hasn't got a card yet? Here, Pedgeman. Oh. I'm going to read another one of yours, Pedgeman. I know you're going to have another one. That was a lot of words. Good, damn. Splurted a bunch of stuff down here. Okay, let's look at this one. The art captured my interest. We have a black 4 generic card called Flood Outbreak. It's an enchantment with a mass Flood 1. Now, when a non-flood creature dies, a mass Flood 1, this ability can only be activated once per turn. If a Flood Army creature token would be destroyed by a battle or activated ability, put a -1/-1 counter on it instead. Totally fine. Guess we got flooded. Yeah, wall attack. A lot of these cards are wall attacks. Will you make an army of flood? I guess so. Flood the board. I'm gonna flood the board with an army of flood. All right, next. Elixir got that one. Oh, here's some Pedgeman ones. Okay, let's take a look at. Pedgeman got to see one. Let's look at Keep in the Dark. I like the flavor. What, you're keeping like their eyes covered or something? Black and a colorless enchantment. If a card would move between zones after being revealed, it doesn't. Okay, I have no idea what this is to prevent. If a player would reveal a card, they reveal none instead. Then how do they get... So what, they can't reveal cards to activate certain cards? If a player would look at cards from a library or from another player's hand, they look at none instead. Interesting. I think it would make... I'm not really looking to balance this card. I just have no idea how it would interact with the rules. Nadu hate? No tutors? It's interesting. You see, Pedgeman, simple is genius. Simple is genius. Old boy says, holy, you're still going? What are you talking about? We haven't even hit the 2-hour mark. We've had several shows go to 2.5 hours long. We've had one show that went 3 hours. That was insane. Could enable cheating, no? I have no idea. Well, I think certain cards, like if you can't reveal a card, then you just can't play it. Or you can't activate its ability. Or you just don't get it. It's like, look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal a creature card, put it in your hand. Well, if you can't reveal the creature card, then you don't get to put it in your hand. So, like, revealing is part of the cost of, like, it resolving. So it just be constantly failing to find. You just can't, like, crack your... I guess it wouldn't work with fetch lands. I think you can still tutor things into play. But you can't tutor things, reveal that card, put on top of your library, because you're just not allowed to do it. No, that's what the first line is for? Yeah, if a card would move between zones after being revealed, it doesn't. No, but like fetch lands don't move, are never revealed. Oh, sorry, if a card would move between zones after being revealed, no, it doesn't work like that. I think you can still fetch. I think it's fine. Card is fine as it is. You know what, honestly, I would remove maybe this first line because it's a bit confusing. I think it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But the next two are really cool. Also, I don't even know if you need to have colorless here. You could just have a 1 generic. I don't think it has to be so restrictive. I think this is a very unique, interesting hate piece. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, next up. doesn't have a card yet? But Dimitri has a. Let's show a Dimitri card. Or did he specifically say like don't show his cards? I think he said don't show his cards. Okay, we're gonna have to save those. I can't remember. Otherwise, I'd show a Dimitri card. What is this from Jodo? Joestar. Found the weakness! We have a white 2 generic instant. Until end of turn, whenever a target creature you control deals combat damage to another creature, it deals double that damage! That's it. Who is he kidding? Everything was weak to Metal Blade. Okay, I think we're at the point where I'm now going to close my eyes and, whatever we land on, we land on. Here we go! Whoops, are we going up? I think we're going up. Okay, and we stop at Dr. Madness with... You have got to be kidding me! You have got to be kidding me! And why couldn't we find this? This was the card we couldn't find earlier. For some reason. We couldn't find Dome. And now I just randomly go to Dome and land on it? That's just so strange. Dome on Discord. I wonder if it was because it was edited. So it was an edited post. Maybe because it was edited that I had trouble like searching it up. Yeah, I couldn't find it. Dome on Discord. What's showing up now for some reason, or maybe oh, he edited the post. I think it had nothing. I think it was nothing there before. Yeah, so here's the actual Dome. Okay, that's not gonna count. Okay, let's go. We're gonna look up another card, and we're gonna end on a Pedro. Just saw Keep in the Dark, damn it. Okay, another one. It's hard to find. Not. We have rules. What is this? This is a bit of a mess. Here's Majra's cards. Okay, there we go. We got something from Blast. Here's a new one. The Prowess Stance. This is a blue-white 3 generic enchantment. Spell costs 3 less to cast if a monk entered the battle entered under your control this turn. Monks you control have Prowess, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on target monk you control. I don't think this is really all that different from like Monastery Mentor, to be honest. With Monastery Mentor being absolutely busted. Corminic has a card. The last one, the Reaper. Okay, let's take a look at your card. The last one, the Reaper. This is a black legendary creature, eternal entity. It's a 9/1 creature, by the way. It sort of reads like an enchantment, but I guess it feels like an enchantment, but it's a creature. The Reaper can only enter play the first time by casting it from your hand. Can only enter play the first time has to be from our hand. Every other time, you can cheat it. The Reaper can't be countered or returned to its owner's hand. Okay. The Reaper returns to the battlefield at the end of your turn if it was exiled or sent to the graveyard from the battlefield. Interesting. I think that totally works. I think that works. I'm not really oh, this is like, what is this? Literally death? It's a weird, so it's like, oh, so the idea is you can't dodge the Reaper. Like once the Reaper comes, like it's always going to be around. Interesting. Okay, next up. We got Blast is posting Ugin's Labyrinth. We got one from the... What is this? Like these are like these religious cards. We got Tablets of God's Covenant. It's a 4-mana legendary artifact. Tablets of God's Covenant enters the battlefield tapped with 10 charge counters on them. What? Like we can use the charge counters? Tap, you may remove any number of charge counters from Tablets of God's Covenant and add that amount of mana to your mana pool of any color combination. Whenever a charge counter is removed from Tablets of God's Covenant, you lose 2 life. Interesting. Oh, so if we remove them, we like basically convert the we're like basically what, removing a, what's it called? The commandment. That's what I was thinking of. You're removing a commandment and you lose 2 life. But we get some mana. I guess it's like some weird form of charge counters. Yeah, the idea is there. Yeah, 4 mana, 20 life, you can gain 6 mana. Oh yeah, you can remove any number at the same time. Add an amount of mana to your mana pool of any color combination. Okay, cool. Okay, do we have anyone else? Remember, that's why you should donate. Ooh, well, maybe we're gonna give one to Pedgeman here. The Wardrobe Malfunction. This is a white-blue 1 generic instant. Draw a card for each permanent attached to target permanent, then unattach all permanents from that permanent. I like how we say permanent a million times. That actually works. It's some weird way to detach an equipment, I guess, and then draw a card off of it. Joda got a card. Blast got a card. Okay, let's give Blast another card. The Center Monk of the Ropes. It's got a weird hybrid blue, white 1 generic 2/3 frog monk. Center has flying as long as it's your turn. When Center deals combat damage to a player, you may tap a creature that player controls and put a stun counter on it. See, 1 stun counter. So we would deal. See, this is stun counters done right. Who was it? Who made that last card? Yeah, Brawly Shadow. Very, very fixed. Oh, this is you, Blast Offer. It's funny, you guys change your avatar, you change the name a little bit, and you look like a completely different person. But look at the fixed one at least. It looks okay. I don't think this is a problem. Blue XX, draw X cards, then discard that many. If you discard an enchantment, instant, or sorcery spell this way, Center gains first strike and double strike until end of turn. That might be a bit much. Okay, so what's the fixed version? Draw X cards and discard that many. If you discard an enchantment, instant, or sorcery spell this way, Center gains double strike until end of turn. I think this is still insane. Discard an enchantment. I think that card is busted. Well, if you have a lot of mana, you just constantly draw cards. I think you have to remove that last. If you remove that last ability, the rest of this is fine with me. It's literally like a 3 mana card that can, like, end of turn, just sink all my mana into this thing and loot. Loot as many times as you want. They remove the first strike because first strike plus double strike is redundant. True story. Saw the bomb card. Benchman, you got a lot of cards already today. Okay, I'm gonna go to the freebie section. Gonna go to the freebie site. Thanks everyone who submitted cards on Discord. We're gonna take a look at Deepest On's Haphorus, the Seeker of Endless Wisdom. This is a blue, white, green, 2 generic, 1/5 elephant wizard. If Haphorus is your commander, your deck can and must contain exactly 300 cards. That sounds illegal. Sounds like that goes against the rules of the game. If Haphorus is in the command zone or on the battlefield, your maximum hand size is increased by an entire 3. That is weird. Then also, it's not even a very expensive commander. Pay Bant. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. Then you may gain 3 life. This sounds busted. This sounds a little too pushed to me, even though your deck is like 300 cards large. But the card text can bend the rules. It don't work by the rules. It doesn't sound like Commander anymore if we increase the deck size. Let this opponent shuffle the deck again and again. Shuffling 300 cards sounds like an absolute nightmare. An absolute nightmare. I don't like how your maximum hand size can be 3 larger. Does this card do anything else? Look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order, then you may gain 3 life. You know what? Honestly, this card's sort of weak. Now that I, like, read the whole thing. This card doesn't really do anything. So it doesn't naturally draw cards by itself. It, like, okay, you make your deck really big. It's like a Battle of Wits card, basically. Okay, I think that's what it is. It's Battle of Wits. You know what? This card passes. Maybe even Zybers with some people. Okay, Even Flow. This is blue-green, 2 generic for an enchantment. If your devotion to green is greater than or equal to your devotion to blue, creatures you control get +2/+0. Now, if your devotion to blue is greater than or equal to your devotion to green, creatures you control get +0/+2. Easy pass. I don't even know who the hell wants this card, but it's an easy pass. Thanks to Selvonk with the submission. Battle of Wits and Commander, let's go. Yeah, this card is the only way that's gonna work, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, DB, the Ultimatum. This card looks absolutely nuts. It's a green, red, black, white, 6/6 Nephilim God. Your deck can contain cards outside of DB's color identity. Oh yeah, the card is literally called DB. Color identity if they are exactly 4 colors. So like if it's 4 colors, so like Omnath, so we can have blue if it's 4 colors. It still sounds like it breaks the game. Whenever a player activates an ability of a permanent that's exactly 4 colors, that player copies it 4 times.
No, God,
Whenever an ability of a permanent that's exactly 4 colors triggers, its controller copies it 4 times. I think this is broken. Like, I don't know how. I just imagine this plus Omnath, or all the Omnaths are gonna go insane. I'm gonna be on this. It's very expensive. I'm gonna be on the safe side and shred the damn thing. Triggering 4 times. I don't like the sound of that. Okay, we got the Pinky with Fluster's Snowstorm. This is a white snow instant counter target permanent spell unless its controller pays 1, and it's got Storm. Counter target permanent spell unless its controller pays. So it's like Mana Tithe with a Storm attached to it. But then it's a 1-mana. Whoa, wait. This is too strong. This is too strong. If it has Storm, then it's like a super Mana Tithe. It's like miscalculation for 1 mana. It should. Yeah, no more counters for white. This is so insanely strong. Yeah, it triggers on itself. Well, no, it doesn't trigger itself, but your opponent will play a spell, obviously. It's basically Spell Pierce for anything. They literally buffed up Flusterstorm. The Pinky, have you lost your mind? Maybe balanced at white instead of a white. Absolutely. That or a white and 1 generic. Honestly, there's no good way to balance this card. I guess it's just white and a generic would be fine. As is, no. The Dead of Winter kills. It would, wouldn't it? Okay, the last donation from Dimitri. The Lazy River. Who made the Lazy River? The Epic Creation. Okay, it is an island. Enters the battlefield tapped. Pay a blue, tap. Lazy River becomes a 4/4 blue elemental creature until end of turn. It's still land. Interesting. Wait a minute, hold on. The Lazy River, I tap it, and it becomes a 4/4 that can't block? So what is the point of this thing? Why? I don't understand this card. We literally make an elemental for no reason. You can have it fight? I guess? It's just terrible. Yeah, it is lazy, as advertised. Alright. If anyone can break this card, be my guest. Okay, the show's not over, though. We still got Super Chats coming through. We got Crowcar Games with Penultimate Chaos. Penultimate Chaos is a red 3 generic legendary sorcery with Cascade and Discover 5. Why do we need both of these? Take an extra turn after this one. Why? What? You may exile any number of red cards from your hand as you cast Penultimate Chaos. If you do, it costs red less to cast for each card exiled this way. If you paid less than 5 mana to cast Penultimate Chaos, or cast it without paying its mana cost, you lose half your life total rounded up. This card is absolutely busted and broken. No way this is just terrible. You're basically gonna get 2 cards. Losing half your life, that is like a small price to pay for this damn thing. Does that mean another chaos is supposed to ensue after this one? Yeah, 2 chaoses ensue in 1 card. It danger! It absolutely a danger. Yeah, Cascade and fixed Cascade together at last. It's exactly what we needed. Islarf! And another. Droll and the Lockbird. Damn it, I can't look up. I'll just look up Droll. Good, came up. I didn't know how to type in the and sign. We have a red-blue 0-1 bird wizard called Droll and Lockbird. I like the art a lot. Flying. It's got channel. Blue 1 generic. Discard Droll and Lockbird. Until end of turn, if a card would be put into an opponent's hand from their library, except for the first card they draw during their draw step, exile that card instead. What is this, like it's a weird Bowmaster's card? It's got channel. Discard this thing. Until end of turn, if a card would be put into an opponent's hand from the library, except for the first card. So it's like, yeah, it's some sort of weird... I think you can buff this card up. Like, why don't you give it some, like, actual stats, to be honest? Like, a 0-1 flyer? I mean, that's absolutely pathetic. It's downright useless and worthless. I don't mind this thing being, like, a 2-2 flyer for 2 mana. And then randomly it also has this channel ability, which I think is really relevant. I think this is a great ability that we should start tacking onto cards. Like, that's the way we gotta beat card draw in the game. Not with Bowmasters, which snipes off all the 1 toughness creatures, even just the creatures in play. I like this. Somehow still not as annoying as the regular Droll in lock. Is there an actual Droll in lock? Anyway, this is super pass. I think it's weak, to be honest. I think it could the stats can be buffed up big time. Like, it could be a 1-3 flyer or something. Yeah, but remember, it's a channel, so that, like, when it's on the battlefield, this whole ability is useless. You can only activate it when it's in your hand. Majra, donating. You're actually past your donation thing. Kanguya Lunatic Princess from Pejman. Is that wall of text? Kaguya. It actually isn't. Okay. From Pejman. Pejman, you're so beloved around here. You get another one. The Lunatic Princess is a white, red, blue, 1 generic, 2/4 wizard. Okay, it is a wall of text in its own right. Let's get the Titanic sound effect out. If it's neither night or day when Kaguya enters, it becomes night. Well, we're already off to a bad start already. I don't even like this card. When night becomes day, you get a sunrise counter. I don't like counter. I don't want to keep track of that either. Kaguya gains the following abilities depending on the number of sunrise counters you have, which is +1, ward X, where X is the number of sunrise counters, 3+, you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash, 6+, each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery, 9+, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it, you may choose new targets for the copy, 15+, at the end of turn, you win the game. I think this is an awfully designed, templated card. Now, what I will say, I think this idea of if you have X counters on the card, you have unlocked an ability is really cool. Wow, that is valuable. I think this is something like maybe Wizards should experiment with. Like, they've got those level up enchantments. I think those are terrible. I don't like spending more mana to get stuff out of it, but this is a good idea. I think this is a great idea. There's so many artifacts that would be like, if you have so many +1/+1 counters or charge counters, imagine a card where you get charge counters like every turn, or you can add more charge counters, and then when it hits a certain threshold, you unlock a certain ability. I think this is a really cool idea. Counters are like experience. Totally understood. No, not on the card, on you. Gain small ability depending on the number of sunrise counters you have. Okay, whatever. I understand. I like the idea. I think this card is just too convoluted. It goes too far. Winkleberry. He's back and he's hungry. Sack your spawn, sack your Titan. Hold on, let's look at this card. It's back and hungry. Also, no more Annihilator. Has flash because Frexit is ambushing the Eldrazi. Of course. This is a great picture. We have a green, black, 4 generic, 6/6 Phyrexian Beast. Flash, flying. It is Vorinclex, Eater of the Eldritch. Spells and abilities your opponents... Sorry, Flash, Trample. Spells and abilities your opponents control can't cause you to sacrifice permanents. Whenever one or more players sacrifice a non-land permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Vorinclex, Eater of the Eldritch. Then each opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent. This ability triggers only once each turn. I think it's okay. I hope this is fine for 7 mana. I could be dead wrong. But you know what? There's a lot of Vorinclexes out there that are pretty busted. The damn job with Master Chief. Oops, where am I going? Okay, this is a red, blue, white, 1 generic. Unfortunately, I've never played, what's this called? What's the game that this is from? I never played it. I know it's on Xbox. He's a Spartan, so I can't verify the lore to make sure that it matches up. Or the flavor. When Master Chief enters, search your library for 2 equipment cards, put 1 on the battlefield, and add the other to your hand. Shuffle your library. Interesting. Oh, Halo. That's it. Got a lot of Halo players in chat, that's for sure. This guy's from Pokemon! Remember, this is the person that gives you a Pokemon at the beginning of the game. Honestly, it looks like one of those random people you play in the field. Play against in the field. Random trainer. Okay, search your library for 2 equipment, put on the battlefield. And 1 on the battlefield, 1 in your hand, then shuffle your library. That's a cool ability. It's also very unique. Equipment spells cost 1 less to cast and equip your, to equip to your creatures. Also very unique. I'll have Prowess, Absorb 1, Ward 2. I hope that's fine. I think the equipment abilities are really unique. I like this tutor 1 in play, tutor 1 in hand. Equipment really suck these days. Like, equipment are really weak. We need to make equipment stronger. This is a way to do it. And making equip costs cheaper, and also making the equipment cheaper would push things in the right direction. Don't know if it needs Prowess, Absorb, and Ward 2, though. Would help, though. Ward would help keep you... Back off! Don't touch me while I've got... You know what? It should say, like, Ward 2 if it has an equipment on it or something like that. Although it would make it a lot weaker, to be honest. Krokor Games with a word soup. Here's Phenoptes from Destiny. Phenoptes, huh? It's called Word Soup Here's. You really spelled this perfectly. You even misspelled it in the here and on Discord. Why? Why? Why am I reading this? Why am I reading this for like $2? Phenoptes, Infinite Mind. We have a black, 2 generic for a 5/3 Vex. It's got Suspend for triple black. Suspend this card with 6 time counters. Then later cast it for free. You must play the Suspend cost to do this, and if you cast Phenoptes Infinite Mind this way, place a finality counter on it. If this creature, there's nothing even capitalized. We didn't capitalize the S over here. We didn't capitalize the I. Are you making this while the show is going on? If this creature would enter the grave, you mean if it would die, instead suspend it this turn with 6 time counters, and if you do, place a finality counter on this creature when it enters. It's got reverse. For tap, 9, and triple black. The game is a draw! You cannot use this ability if there is a finality counter on Phenoptes Infinite Mind. Cannot be cast from a graveyard, cannot be cast from the library. Nothing can be cast from the library. Too many words. Too many words. And with that, that's the end of the show, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for showing up today. What was your favorite custom Magic the Gathering card? You let me know in the comments section below. If you want to be part of the show, you got to be here weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, we do these custom card shows on Wednesdays. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, member on YouTube, or you Super Chat to be part of the show, or you Super Chat so other people can be part of the show. Huge shout out to Dimitri today for getting a lot of people to be part of the show today. And thanks everyone who shows up. Love everyone's commentary and your company, because you guys are the show. People like Krokor Games, The Damn Draws, Daniel, Steve Cooper, we got Rorin, Pedgeman, Apocalypse, Islarf, Corbinik, Daniel, Majra, Pabno, The Damn Draws, Who else do we have? Jaspinovsky, Brawly Shadow, Oinkleberry, Chris Bonehead. We got Bell here. Because you guys are the show. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.